We're ready.
We're back. What's going on here? We're all good.
We're on?
I think my headphones are broken.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. It's all right. I threw them around.
Plug it in.
Sorry, gang. That's got to write that off the assets. One pair of headphones.
So,
Well, cheers, gang. We thought we'd just share, last
Yes,
time.
cheers.
That's a bit. Oh, fuck, we're fucked anyway.
all right. Well, this is an inspiring, hopeful,
We're here.
visual podcast.
Gang, we've been together every day for the last little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's everyone going? Remember the first episode, we asked, what was this? Well, Hannah actually asked, what's a word to describe how you're feeling? How are you feeling today?
Look, I don't think it's only been a few days. I think this is changing so fast day by day that there's still elements of, hope and excitement in terms of what's possible and what people are doing and how everyone is responding to it, and how many people have reached out to us to tell us thanks and awesome, and it's encouraged them to do the same thing and them doing it with others.
Yeah.
But equally, there's still elements of unknown and fear that continues to give us the uncertainty or the anxiety that you mentioned. You two guys mentioned. So I'm still in the kind of same boat. It's still not. I'm not seeing the end of the tunnel yet, I guess, to a certain degree. So I guess we're still waiting.
Yeah.
To see what happens, whatever comes up. But I would say that the way I think is cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
Would be the way I feel right now.
Yeah.
Cautious but optimistic.
Thomas, how you going?
Good.
That's good.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, I think it's an interesting one to think about it. Of course, in these times of such far-reaching and intense change that's happening, that you can always look at it from two different sides. It's a time of a lot of risk and fear and uncertainty and things that are out of control or out of our control too. But then at the same time, it's also a time of opportunity and a time of things are changing. So let's look at this as an opportunity to start doing things in a different way and to come up with new and maybe even better ways of doing things than what we're used to.
To learn. I've learned
exactly.
new shit. I mean, this is all new.
Yeah.
This is learning.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, huh?
It's kind of exciting too, yeah. But then I also started thinking about who we are and how we work and kind of our natural kind of tendency to look up risky situations and to try new things and to do things in different ways. We naturally do that and we kind of get excited by that. But I think the vast majority of people are not built like we're built, and they must really feel scared and fearful at these stages too.
I totally agree. I think what you're saying is, I think what you're saying, the ability to be comfortable in chaos is something that we've kind of all been there in varying degrees. And I think if anything, this situation is teaching people how to flex that muscle a little bit.
Margot is
I know. Should we talk chaos to order? I'm going to get rid of the dog. I reckon a lot of the questions coming through is I'm feeling more comfortable right now because of listening to you guys, and maybe it's a nice time to share the chaos to order model.
Yeah, man. Talk about it.
I'm going to get rid of this dog. So
I'll give some thoughts. So, hang on, she's way distracting. We have to.
There she is.
All right. Dog.
Yeah,
all right.
so chaos to order.
Yeah, so I think it's interesting to the ability for us to deal with chaotic or ambiguous situation is directly related to our consistency in exposing ourselves to it, right?
Yeah.
And we naturally don't expose ourselves to ambiguity and chaos. We actually naturally do the opposite. We try to control things, make sure that everything feels the same, looks the same, has a relative amount of predictability, because life feels better and we feel better biologically. I mean, we can go into the biology of this and why it works
goes
as well.
back for millennia,
But we feel far more comfortable knowing what's coming and what's going to happen rather than feeling like, oh, holy shit, what's happening today? And often because of that reason, we don't put ourselves under enough novelty to make us feel like, what the fuck is this, right?
Well,
in fact, even learning is scary. We don't normally go to learn new things because we always go, oh, you know what? I've never been good at blah, therefore I think it's not my thing. And you try to avoid it because you're scared of, let's go surfing. Oh, I've never surfed before. Maybe no.
Well, if I can interject, the first time you said that to me, you went like, yeah, George, think about it. If you were hunting back in the day for your family and you knew that you could get fish from that watering hole, you're going to go to the watering hole. You're not going to wake up and go like, you know what, fuck, let's take a risk. We'll just go to the other one. Because
too much riding on the back of you.
That's chaotic. What happens if I don't get it? So then our brains are built that way. So when you explained it to me like that, I went, of course. That's why I don't want to do it.
No, it would have taken generations for you to try any fruit.
Yeah.
There's no way you would have just come across this thing and go, oh, what's this? Shove it in. Fucking no chance. So we would naturally be risk averse and naturally be trying to avoid anything that we don't kind of understand, comprehend, or follow properly.
So if there's any silver lining right now, is that everybody is in the same situation together going like, we're in an unpredictable time. Yeah. So taking the risk right now is probably one of the only ways to put power back into our day-to-day lives.
Yeah, and knowing full well that when you walk into that chaotic environment, well, not even walk into it, when you find yourself in it, because you're not going to have much of a choice, is you need to be at peace with the fact that you won't know everything exactly, you will screw it up, it's going to feel uncomfortable. You know, those things are almost like predictably, easy to say because it's what happens. So the model of chaos to order says that whatever you start new, whatever problem you solve in any way, shape or form, it doesn't matter if it's a problem for yourself, for your customers, in your business, it doesn't matter what it is that you're going to be solving, right? At the start of fixing a problem, there will be chaos because things are not organized, right? Things are disorganized. In other words, the organization you have, let's use the example of a small shop, cafe that is not getting any people. Up until that point in time, the organization was, I have a shop, I open every morning, I put the tables and the chairs out. People walk in starting from this time of the morning. They normally come in and ask for a coffee in this way. All that is organized. It runs every day like a clockwork. All of a sudden, people don't turn up anymore. And you need to come up with new ideas about how to attract them or what to do. And all of a sudden, you need to do the weird drive-through coffee. I don't know. Put on your Insta, come by, order the coffee beforehand, and I'll come out and stick my hand out and give it to you. That is unorganized. You've never done that before.
No.
There's no organization around it. There's no way of running the order. There's no way of payment. You haven't thought about it. At the start, it's chaotic. And then slowly, as you work through it, you'll get to the point of order. So chaos to order. When it's organized and ordered, you start getting that comfort zone again. But at the start, it's not. Right?
That's also where you start building momentum again, isn't
it?
Like that's you only get that after. You get to the order stage.
Feeling more control.
I think even some of our clients that we've been sending these videos to, and thanks for watching them, they've been saying the same thing that, at the start of this week, I think on our first episode went out, they were very much in that chaotic space and they were just starting to trial working remotely and everything was complete chaos. And I had a message this morning from some of them that was saying like, hey, thanks, we took your tips, started small, things are getting easier, and I've just had a few kind of emails back and forth. But that's a perfect example as well. It was like at the start of this week, you were probably doing things you'd never done before, and look, and it's towards the end of the week now, and you
go on,
and it's like I feel a bit more comfortable. What else can I do?
It's really interesting too to look at it like chaos to order model, because normally when we talk about that model and when we use it in our work, we use it mainly to talk about how ideas develop into mature solutions that can actually be implemented in business, and that process starts out being very chaotic and then ends up being very much a process kind of dictated by order, and there's a lot more kind of things in place to make sure that everything runs really smoothly. But at the beginning, there's this chaos. The kind of the context in which we're talking about it now is even crazier than kind of what we normally do, because now it's almost like there is a chaotic situation. The world is in chaos. which means that you need to do things in a different way, which is a chaotic process in itself again. So it kind of like chaos adds to chaos, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Consider,
But what I would take away from it, like especially knowing the chaos to order model and how ideas develop into solutions that way, is that it gets better. Things calm down again.
For sure.
There will
Things
be a new normal that will develop, and you have the opportunity to create that new normal
I think
too.
the lesson that we will share with people is just remember as you're going through it, because although it will settle, I guess I don't know if that's a word, it'll continue to happen though. So you can't forget that, don't make sure you always keep an eye on people saying, no, don't worry, it'll pass. Sure, it'll pass, but then there'll be the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So despite the fact that it'll pass, do make sure that you learn from it, so the next time it happens, you're slightly more prepared, and the next one again, and next one again, etc., etc. So you never kind of waste your time wishing away that it's not happening. Actually, grab the opportunity to kind of organize. And some of us are more comfortable with it, which is what you started with, Thomas, saying. Some of us are okay with that chaotic nature. Some of us are not. I mean, a bit of counseling for everyone watching, and I always say this on stage when I'm talking to people. This is like marriage counseling too, right? Partnership counseling. Right? Sometimes in a couple, normally, there is a person that is far more comfortable with chaos and a person that is far more comfortable with order. Right? And in that relationship, you see the tension in one person going, fuck it, don't worry about it, we'll figure it out as we go.
Well, I think you and I are both, knowing Storm and knowing Madison, I think we're both on the chaos side of the fence. Where are you with Alice?
I would say I'm also in the chaos.
You're
you're
the chaotic guy.
Oh yeah. It's all relative though. It's like
scale. I'm the most chaotic ordered person ever.
Exactly. That's basically it. Yeah. No, I'm much more comfortable with uncertainty than Alice is in general, and Alice likes structure a bit more than I do. I like free flowing, and I like not doing the same thing over and over again. I'd like to switch things up.
Some people find that structure on that end scary. The other way around.
That's what I find it restricting.
They're like, oh my God, this is too similar every day. I can't handle this.
I've always had a theory about this, and I know the theory is not true, but I always had this theory about it.
Hypothesis.
It's a hypothesis. Okay, so my hypothesis is that if so some people, they're super like structured and organized, and kind of they fold everything they have, and they have got everything in the right place, and some people are way more chaotic. like forget that.
Your suitcase is so organized in trouble.
It's a good example.
So far, you've explained me.
I'm
interested to see where this goes.
And on the other side of the spectrum, you have people that are way more chaotic. They're running around and they're forgetting cameras and
fucking Mondays.
I've also had this theory that like if you're very organized inside your own head, like if in your own head everything makes really like a lot of sense, you can compartmentalize things, you can order things in the right way in your own head, then it's not that important to do that externally, so you don't care about that much. And that like if you feel like you're quite chaotic inside your own head, like there's things happening all the time, you're switching between what you're trying to do between things that you're trying to do, and you feel like there's all these pressures on you, that then like you need to control the environment in a very orderly kind of like way to make sure that like you still feel that way.
I've got such a good counter.
I know, it's a hypothesis. I know it's probably wrong, but
no, but it's a really interesting
because I'm chaotic on both the inside and the outside.
that's so true.
My shit is everywhere, always inside my head and outside of my head.
You don't feel organized inside your head?
No, and often I'm surprised when people say to me, "Oh my God, your message is so clear, guys. Your stories are so relatable." I don't know what happens to me when I'm on stage and how well my
it just takes over.
Explanation happens, but normally when in my own head, I'm all over the place.
Interesting.
That goes my theory.
Hang on. So my side of the theory is that I like to have everything super organized, like you guys just alluded to. Like my suitcase is impeccable. When we went to Barcelona that time, it was like polar opposites. Like Gus had like socks on that fan and bloody stuff. Hey man, do you have any? And I'm like, yeah, dude, it's right here. Like I have it all organized, right? But because a lot of my work falls on the creative side of the fence, I don't want to spend any time going, where's my pen?
Yeah.
I don't want to spend any time going, where's my notepad? Where's my to-do list? Where's my water? Where's my coffee? I want to go like, all right, it's organized, boom, boom, boom. I don't have to think about that. Now, where's the problem? Because most of the time that's really chaotic and there's different things coming in, emails, clients, feedback. Shit, how's that actually going to work? So I want to make sure that my physical environment is organized so that my mental environment can be disorganized.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what I was trying to say. So like, you control your external environment so that you can go crazy internally almost.
Yeah. Well, interesting though. I mean, there is a lesson
sorry, you said chaotic. So my head's not chaotic. It's disorganized intentionally to find the right creative output.
Yeah.
I would say.
It's a state of flux.
Flux is deep. That's a big word. Reminds me of Back to the Future for some reason. Back to the Future.
It's a small world.
It's a flux capacitor. Anyway, I think just a bit of a lesson for everyone, right? That is important because there will be a lot of things in chaos at the moment right now.
Yeah.
What we said before about don't try to speculate too much, don't complicate things too much. Do control the things you can control. Do get started as fast as you can. Don't try to be perfect. Try to do as fast as you can, whatever you can, so you can learn and keep iterating. Because, otherwise, you end up in a situation. Hey, I just realized though, I don't know if you guys noticed it too, but it looks like we sponsored. Right? It's like we potentially, we put this thing in here. The whole thing. I'm just saying.
Sponsor the podcast.
Imagine if we were, but we're clearly not. Just want to make sure.
If anyone's out there wants to sponsor it, mate, even a coffee a day at this point, we're open for business.
Drive by. Fun.
And we've had heaps of DMs coming in. There's two that are coming to mind. There's a super long one and a super short one. Which one should we tackle?
How long have we been talking to you? Let's go short one.
It's all right, short one, but I messaged it to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Because my phone's over there recording this video.
Yep.
So this one here I'll preface it. This one comes from a friend of mine that owns a venue, who manages a venue, so like nightclub sort of thing. Absolute legend of a guy. All bookings for the next 6 months have been pulled because of everything that's happening in the world. Gus, you can share the same thing. A lot of your keynotes and all of our workshops and masterclasses, same thing. There's all this sort of stuff that's happened. Everything's basically been pulled apart. Finally, here's the question. The question for the podcast is, I believe in calmness in the mind helps find rhythm in the randomness. To navigate a strong, positive path forward, what are you each doing to center your minds while everything else is being scrambled?
Well, that's actually really good for what we just said before.
Yeah.
It's like, try to control the things. I tell you one thing that is really fascinating that might actually play a really important part in this, and this is something that I learned from my wife actually, which was stunning. When we had a first child, and for those watching that have had kids, probably you relate to this really closely, I guess. And for you guys that you don't have kids yet,
you got a fur baby, man. You met Margot.
You might have noticed it a little bit, but when the first baby arrives, your world gets thrown upside down, right? It's a radically different experience to what you've had before. All of a sudden you're taking care of things you've never done before. Yeah. And it's not as if we're born with that genetic, disposition to be parents. No, you learn to be a parent at the same fucking pace as your kids learn to be kids, right?
Yeah.
And you gotta do it all at the same time. And you wing it. Most of the time you're winging it and figuring it out. And in fact, you're somehow expecting, nature to instinctively kick in and go, oh, this is what being a father is like. Fuck that.
You sometimes hear that. Like, the people say that, like,
I mean, maybe some other people have had this experience, but I tell you what, my experience was like, holy shit, like, I don't know, what do I do now? I don't know, I've never done this before, right?
Which way is the top?
I don't know, like everything from that to shit, baby's sick, what do we do now? Because you don't know, and so on, right? But more importantly, and this is like speaking from a dad's perspective, but observing my wife dealing with that level of chaos, and for her it was even worse because on top of it they don't sleep, and on top of it they're breastfeeding, which I did that before, and on top of it, like there was layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of change, right? And dramatic shift in their life. They were working full-time, professional, blah, and all of a sudden they're at home with a baby human. It's like that came out of my body kind of thing. It's like, whoa, my life has changed. But you know what she used to do every morning? She would wake up And she'll make the bed every morning. Every single morning, she will make religiously the bed. And we didn't need to make the bed. Like, it was like,
who
I
cares?
remember looking at her going, baby, fuck, man, we got shit. Like, baby's crying, this happened. I'm making the bed. Can you sort that? I need 3 minutes to make the bed. And once the bed was made, it was like her way of going, okay, that bit is controlled. The rest, anything can happen, kind of thing, right? And slowly, as we had more kids and so on, you could just watch her kind of add layer upon layer of control.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The bed became the shower, became the, sorting out my hair or whatever. Because at the very beginning, it's like the bed and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
Like shower.
You can add.
I fucking haven't had a shower for whatever long, who cares? But slowly she was, so it's kind of like maybe that's the same thing as the funnel applied to control, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what is the smallest thing you can control in this essence of chaos, and then start building from there, right?
So this answer.
I've just blew my mind.
I was also,
So
while you were talking, I was also thinking like it almost ties together so many different things that we talk about really often, like how to create that order, how to break things down, how to take that small action and be really consistent with it, so that you actually kind of start like when breaking things down and starting small on something, you want to set yourself up for success. And setting yourself up for success means starting small often and making it as easy as just having the bed as a victory. And then once that actually becomes easy to do, that's when you can start adding
another one.
Yeah, different.
Dang, you both just like perfectly navigated away from the question from our listener.
Oh, what was it?
The question from Josh Hall. Thanks, Josh. I forgot to say. What are you doing though? What are you doing now to bring calm, to remain centered in this chaotic time?
Okay, so I'll tell you one thing I've done straight away is I wrote down a big long list of all the things that I kind of haven't been able to get to.
Yep.
In the last, X amount of time that I've been wanting to do, and I'm slowly and surely kind of getting through each one of those pieces. So, I'm halfway through a book I've been writing for 2 years. I've been meaning to finish the book. It's always something else more important that I prioritize.
Yeah.
And now I'm going, okay, it's time to get started. And how do I start small and spend 15 minutes and so on?
Thomas, what are you doing to remain calm?
I think it's actually I'm not really sure if calm is the right word for it, but I feel like the way that I try to deal with this situation right now is kind of, and it comes from a realization and an acceptance that things are changing and that things are different and are most likely going to be different too. What I'm doing is doing things differently. So I'm actively trying to change the way that I have been doing things to make it more in line with what I want it to be like and what I feel like is going to be the most effective thing moving forward with it. So having the world change around me forces me to change as well. And I take comfort in that. Okay. I'm not really sure if calmness is the right way to describe it, but I do take a lot of comfort in it. And at least I feel like it's not happening to me, but I'm actually doing something to influence the outcome.
Happening to it.
Yeah,
I thought
exactly. I'm happening to it.
I thought it could have been some sort of Amsterdam calm,
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, that's really interesting. I'm completely the opposite.
What are you doing?
So I'm just reverting back to kind of habits that I've let slip. So maybe it's the same thing with getting things done. I'm trying to put back in get up, chuck some tunes on, put the coffee machine on, have a shower, all those things I would normally do. So it's just like any other regular day, but I'm just implementing it with breath work. So there's a whole bunch of YouTube, but there's a whole bunch of breath work stuff, which is incorporated into many meditation practices. And then just small meditation practice, which I do kind of pretty often anyway. But right now it's just kind of maybe doing it more than I have in the past. Probably recommend two ones. One, Sam Harris, which a lot of people would know, has an amazing one. You can find it on YouTube or through his website. There's an 8-minute and a 20-minute one. Yep. I normally just do the 8-minute one, to be perfectly honest. That's enough for me. And then if I really want to deep dive, another one, I think we mentioned him in another podcast, Minaj from A-Space, has a whole bunch of content online. And if you follow him on Instagram, he's got his meditation practices some in his story. Yeah. Okay. So I've just been doing that, and then that's if you wanted a guided meditation, or just sit and be still and just remember everything that you've got and just be grateful. So I guess that's what's really come. I thought it was an epic question from Josh. Yeah. man, I hope everything sorts out for him with work and you know, he's a artist as well, so there's a whole bunch of things up in the air with the arts. Gang, that's it. Thanks a lot. Who's going to do the honors?
Me, no, you.
Hang first. Subscribe, DM us questions, follow, and please tag your friends that you think would get any value from listening to us. Hang out and have a chat. Thanks, gang.
Thank you.